Hello there, it's me, Sari, and I am back to show you something I have started working on with those dry embossing folders and such. Here is a brown piece of paper, which I'm hoping is a coordinations paper, and I did spray it with some black and white dilution spray. I was just hoping to see what I could come up with this result, because I'm hoping I'll be able to do a dry embossing technique on this and then use a sandpaper block to scrape off some of the paint. But first off, I need to dry this, or I could actually let that dry by itself. And I could talk you through what I have made so far. I started off giving this texture fade or dry embossing folder from Spellbinders a try. I did see that the picture would give me this kind of a result, but I was still hoping it would be somewhat different. So I just took a piece of, I don't know what that's called. I just took a piece of paper that I could use just to get things started. So I dry embossed this in here, and as I see now, some of the things are actually embossed the proper way, while some others are debossed, I think, or they're just in a different way, I suppose. So I'm a bit disappointed. I was hoping for a complete page of embossing, but instead I'm getting 3 squares. And not complete squares either, because this is in a different shape here. So I don't know what to do with this really, and I hope I'll come up with something, but I wanted to show you. This is the way it looks on the inside, so there's nothing wrong with it, just that I wanted something more. Spellbinders, that is. And then I went ahead taking the same brown coordinations paper, and I did spray it with some brown. I think it might have been melted chocolate or even espresso from Adirondack's Color Wash series. So I think that was it really, because the paper in itself was pretty dark. So I used this one with the American places there, and I also did use the other travel themed. And I thought I would actually do the scraping here. So I did spray something brown first, just to get some different results with the coloring. And this is the Tim Holtz's sanding block thingy, and it's pretty handy. I mean, you get a nice grip of it. So this is basically it, and in order to keep my working surface tidy, I just take a wipe to clean it up. So this is it, and I sometimes, it does release a lot of color there, so I'm just going to take it over the paper also, because I don't want that shedding later. Let's see what happens when that one dries. Then I went ahead using a bit lighter paper really, and I used these two. This is a travel themed thingy, and here is a compass. So I did spray with I could be the melted chocolate or something, on that lighter piece of paper, and you see how well those texture fades really go through, because they almost start shedding the top by themselves. So let's see what happens here. And you know, this isn't supposed to be perfect because this is, I'm going for that stressed look. So this is it, and if I'm going to keep it like this, oh my goodness, there's a lot of powder going on here. Paper powder, that is. Let's see if I can just scrape it off a little. So, this is it, but I'm just a little bit intrigued by what it would be like if I were to put some ink on top of this. And I'm thinking that I might go for the russet. It's an archival ink pad. I'm going to try to just get it on the raised bits here. What do you think about that? I'm not sure. But if I were to continue working with a brown hue of sorts, perhaps if I'm going to go for the vintage photo around the edges, perhaps that'll give it some more interest. I don't see anything happening here really, so I suppose I just have to take the ink pad itself and just drag around the edges like so to give it some definition. And you know, this is going to be a background paper, I'm sure. And I like to mess things up, I do. So there you have it. Could be nice, don't you think? So it's nice to blend different colors and actually go over them with other colors. Let's see what would happen here. I'm thinking I do need to use ink pads for this one as well. And I don't want to cover all of it because I do like the paler things to pop through also. I'm thinking this might be a little bit dry because it doesn't release that much ink now. I'm going to go for the frayed burlap instead, just to see what happens. And that one does give me a little bit more to work with really. And I could also go over the edge like so. And I could just see what happens. I'm not sure if that's that visible. I'm sure you need to find a different way to work with it. But I do like this one, and this is the one I thought I didn't like. So surprise, surprise. Here is that one. I'm not sure what to think about this one either. I do like the way it actually embosses. I'm not displeased or anything with that. It's just that I don't have a proper idea of what to do with it yet. I think that is what's sort of blocking me right now. So I did put some frayed burlap on that one as well, just to give it some definition. And this one could turn out better if I had a lighter paper perhaps and just worked on worked with different colors there. So let's see. I did tell you that I wanted to make this one into a flat paper, and I sort of succeeded actually. You see here, there is of course a little bit, but not as much as it was the first time. So I did bring out this paper, and I'm hoping that this one had the chance to dry by itself. So now I'm just going to clear up the space, and I'm going to bring out my big shot. Because I did like the technique actually. So I'm going to take away those two plates, and I'm going to take that one out, and I'm going to use this journaling thingy from Dari's, or Dari's perhaps. And I just sprayed on top of this just to get an extra effect really. So I'm going to dry emboss it like so. And let you see what difference it makes. See here, I can really feel that the paper is raised, and it's a nice effect, alright. And this is the back piece of it. And if I compare this, I hope you can see that it has flattened out, because now I'm going to do it. I'm going to run it through here with just some paper on top. Just going to take 2 pieces of paper and I'm going to put them on top there and then finish things off with that other cutting plate. No, in this, I think that this is the way I did. Since I need to compensate for the thickness of this, I think I did use the thickest piece of this one. Let's see, I just have to experiment my way. I think I do need the thin shim as well. So I'm just going to put that there. Let's see what happens. It doesn't feel like it's taking anything, so I just need to check in between. No, I still need some more pressure. So now I think it's time to take those 2 papers. Sometimes I just tend to forget what I do. Now I'm getting a nicer pressure actually. So let's see. And you shouldn't put too many papers at once, because then you could actually break the plates. And even though it isn't the worst thing that could happen to you, it's not nice anyway, because you do need your plates. So let's see if I succeeded in what I did with this one. Well, this one is still a bit flatter, so I might have had 3 papers, but this one has gone a little bit flatter. And why I'm doing this is because, well, now I actually forgot to scrape off the thing there. So I did this really, and I just forgot this step. But I just wanted to show you that if you do want the effect of the stripes but not having it embossed, you could do this as the way I did. So this is the thing that I wanted to show you. I just forgot about embossing or sandpapering it. So I think it's a nice effect actually to just do a little bit more with your coordinations papers instead of just running them as they are in their original color. Just make something nice out of them, because this really looks a bit more distressed now, doesn't it? So it's a nice technique for me. I'm not saying it's for you. But working with these dry embossing folders, I do like them a lot. So now I just need to find out a way or two to work with them. But this is a little bit from me. I hope you do feel inspired to buy more embossing folders perhaps. I've got quite a lot of them and I can't help buying more. And well, that's me. I like to work with different techniques. So that's it from me. I don't think I'll be posting any more videos in the next couple of days. I do need to work also, you see. But I'm signing off right now. Bye bye.